All right, we about to start this little podcast off. Uh, Today we're gonna talk about the opposite sex, and what goes on as far as self fulfillment of their own needs. I can't sit up here and say that we don't have ours because we do, but when we try to be a certain way, they that certain way can either go catering to them, and then they want to do other shit, or vice versa. So I got my fellas on here, and we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna talk, exchange little stories or whatever, and hope you guys enjoy. So, um, welcome, George.
Hey,
Welcome,
what's up?
Monster.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Okay, so now let's first start off by talking about, when we have our little conversations amongst each other, we always, got something to say. But today, like I said before, it's going to be about the opposite sex. So, does anybody have something to share, right now, and we can all chime in on it.
Well, as far as I think how this should go, well, we're going to be talking about the opposite sex. So the first thing we have to talk about is what does the opposite sex want?
That's a no-brainer,
I
George.
know we can spend all day on that one,
Oh,
but
hell yeah, hell yeah.
one of the things I think they want more than anything is a cry for attention.
Agreed. Um, with my experiences with it, uh, of course, we got our time where we want to do what we need to do as far as individuality. Our video games, chilling with our homeboys. But we always seem to find, more than enough time to spend with them, but they always want more. And what do they do when they want more? Will they say, well, can you do this, do that? Yeah, they will. But they seem to want it so bad that they'll quickly find it other places, in my opinion. What about you, George? How do you feel?
No, you're right. Like, they ask you for certain things, and like in past relationships, I try to go above and beyond for some females, and it seemed like nothing's ever enough, you know. And then when it's me, like when it's me that wants something from them, it's like, I got to negotiate for
Mm.
certain situations,
Now,
you know.
now, see, I feel like that. You know, when it comes to, catering to, the opposite sex needs. Um, of course, the subject is it's never enough. Like, of course, we've done the flower thing. We've done the dinner thing. We've done the quality time thing. Um, but once that slips off just a little bit, are they entitled to question it? Yeah, of course they are. But in our minds, we feel like there's limitations to that, to where we have to put our own feelings aside and our own things aside. I've had a situation where a certain female, I had to go and move, and then when I moved, she had felt like, okay, well, you're too far away now, when it was reasonably a reasonable distance, because she was coming over, and then all of a sudden it was a problem because she has a problem with where it was, and I saw less and less and less of her, even though she said that she would come over. Okay, then I find out it was a reasoning behind that, and the reasoning was, she was doing her own one too, because she's, her own selfish reasons. But
Mm.
but like I said before, when it comes to that type of stuff, all you got to do is just let me know, because nothing surprises me about dealing with the opposite sex. So if you told me that you wanted to do your own thing and you're spinning me in a different direction because you're doing your own thing, all you gotta do is let me know. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel as far as your feelings being attached by what they do, but mine is just simply this: just keep it real with me. If you
Yeah.
want, yeah, if you want to do your own thing, just do your own thing, but just tell me. Don't spin me. How you feel about it, Monster?
Like I had something kind of like that, but it was a little bit different. So I'm gonna give you a scenario. She, for instance, wanted to go to like I guess they call them drinking drowns or cabarets or whatever.
Mm.
And I'm not a very sociable person. If I want to drink, I'll have a drink, me and my girl, and that be that. If I'm drinking with the homeboys, we throwing them back. But me going to a whole setting of a cabaret, I don't like being around that many people to begin with, as is. Because when you got a lot of more people, you got a lot more problems that could happen.
Yeah.
And I took it as, well, I had got upset because I wanted to go to somewhere that was kind of important to me. It wasn't a big event, but she waited to the last minute and canceled. So I said, okay, I'm not gonna be mad about it. I'm just gonna wait until the day before, and then I'm gonna cancel.
Mm.
Especially when I found out where the location was, I felt like it was a lie because nobody knows of cabarets being set up in the projects.
I've never heard of that shit. My
That
damn
that didn't sound right to me.
self. Would you go?
Yeah.
Would you go to a cabaret, George, with the projects?
That sounds like a setup, man.
Exactly. That's why I didn't want to go.
Get your ass
I said,
sniped.
if I go to something like that, I need to have like two guns, body armor, and everything.
You got a
Yeah.
scenario, George?
I mean, going to a cabaret, no, like
No, I mean,
not in a.
as far as the opposite sex trying to, you know, say, "Hey, let's do this," and then it turned out to be something else.
Well, I mean, there, when I became single, I was talking to this one girl, and on the apps or whatever, and we were messaging like every day, and you know, she she acted like she was so busy, because I told her like, hey, when we gonna hang out or whatever, and then like a couple of times we would set something up, and then the day of something would pop up out of nowhere, like, oh, this happened, I can't go or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
one time, I can understand, you got kids or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but it happened two or three times, and it's like, damn, I haven't even met this chick, and she's already acting, you can see the red flags or whatever.
I got
So
a
I don't know,
I got a
maybe
question
she
for
wants
y'all. Okay, now here's my question. So we all know what we like about females. We like physical attributes, of course. But when it comes down to like the needle and thread, we just want a chick that that's really mellow and level headed and stuff like that. But I've been doing research, like when you watch the little videos or you talk to your people and stuff. What is it with these females that like guys that's all out there like that with toughness and stuff like that? And I I mean, I get it. You're supposed to have a backbone as a man. I get that. But there was a scenario where a female ran by me that she thought that it was very attractive that one guy she was talking to got permission from another guy to do something, and she thought that that was pretty attractive. And I asked her why. She said because it showed assertiveness. you should at this, especially at this point in time, man. You shouldn't have nothing to prove. You know,
No.
they just I don't understand why they like guys like that. And then I had asked somebody before, and I asked them. I said, listen, what is it about like females liking to argue? Well, females feel like if a man argues back with them, it shows that they a man. That's what you got to do to show that you a man.
Oh, okay. Hold on, I
I
gotta
opened up a
jump
can,
in on
didn't I?
that one.
Oh
Yes,
shit!
you did.
That's what I was trying to do.
First of all, if I'm dealing with a relationship, the last thing I'm gonna do is have to sit up there and argue with my girl. Because first of all, I'm one of them people. I'm so low key that if I got into a fight, you'll be like, "Well, they really pissed him off if he fight."
Mm-hmm.
Because I will do 9 million things not to fight.
Okay.
For you to go there and think I'm about to argue with you because it turns you on, you're ticking me off.
Mm-hmm.
You're setting me off because why would you want me to be upset?
Mm-hmm.
We can have a conversation, we can have a debate, but if I gotta fully go off, it's a problem because I'm not gonna be able to come down.
There it is. That
Once I'm
is
up,
not to cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead. Once I'm up there, I'm not gonna come back down. So
See,
the last thing I want to do is argue.
and that's the thing that a lot of people. I'm not even just saying females in general, but that's a lot of things people don't understand. There is a such thing out there called transfer energy. Okay, and basically what that means is when you're put in a mood that elevates or bring, you know what I'm saying, if it elevates any kind of tension within you, you're going to you could transfer that energy to the next person around you. Like, have you ever been around your girl and something pissed you off, and all of a sudden you just transferred that energy onto her? Like, you sitting there, you're mad, and she asks you, hey baby, you wanna do this thing? No bitch, this and that. That's a transfer energy. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if they're taking you there by transferring that energy into you, you could possibly go somewhere and you could lose your job because you lost your temper. Or, you know what I'm saying? So that transfer of energy is important. So why would they want to push that issue to take you there?
I put it like this: everybody gets up and goes to work to do a job, whether they love it or like it or whatever. You have to deal with BS in the world. The last thing you want to do is come home to somebody who wants to argue with you and start more BS at home.
Now, George, I know you've been through that because every man has. Is it anything you want to add on that?
Well, it kind of reminds me of, you know, uh, my ex.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like, she loved to argue over the smallest, the dumbest stuff. And it wouldn't even, it wouldn't be about stuff that's important. Like, bills being paid or money. It was just the dumbest shit. And I would ask her like, hey, do you like arguing? I mean, are
Mm-hmm.
you turned on by that?
You
Because
actually asked her that?
yeah, I asked her. I'm like, why you always like to argue? Like, I think you need to go get a towel or something because you know, it's like, damn, like I'm like, you never in a good mood. I mean, I said I could move mountains for you and give you the world, and it seemed like nothing's ever good enough. Like, you know, I mean, let's say I bought her a car or something. It's like, she'll be happy for the day, and then the next day is back to arguing.
I just really just don't get it. It's just
Well,
Yeah,
like,
there is a flip side to it. If it's a small argument and it leads to the bedroom intensely,
there we go.
okay, I'm with that.
There we go. That's
yeah,
But if
that,
that.
it's
that,
an argument over something silly all the time, come on. Why you putting extra stress on?
It's just like, well, I had seen, this one chick, she had posted this thing. She said that by her being a woman, she knows. She says that a lot of women will pick fights just to either try to break up or try to get you in the mood where you don't want to be around her so she could be around another guy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You
That's
see what
true.
I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
So,
absolutely true.
one could potentially say that you could analyze why she's doing that.
Yeah, they'll start an argument on purpose because they know, oh, I don't want to be around them. And then, all right, well, I'm about to roll. And then who knows where they about to go.
Right.
Hmm. But look at it this way, and I learned this from a female because I asked him, why is it when a guy's with somebody and he realizes it's not working out, we're gonna go ahead and sit them down and pretty much end things, right? Versus arguing just to get you to break up with us. But a female, if she already has somebody else on the side, I like to call them standbys
Hmm.
because they always get standbys.
Oh yeah.
Because a female gets guys talking to them without even doing nothing.
Oh yeah.
They'll keep that number on standby. At least three of them. That's the minimum.
Have you have you guys ever been around a chick where, like, because when you meet different people or whatnot, you have different thought processes, with those people. Have you ever been around a female where, after having, you know, certain conversations with them, and they snappy, have you ever felt like you had to tiptoe with your words around a certain female?
Yeah. Uh, yeah.
Jesus
AKA
Christ.
double hockey stick, yeah.
Jesus Christ. I had I was with someone where, like, I like to joke around. You know what I'm saying? Both of you guys know that. You guys been knowing me for years, man. I'll say some off the wall stuff, some just to try to get a laugh or something like that. It's the fellas. Now I do realize one thing: you cannot be around your lady and say things that you would say around your homeboys. To try to get a laugh. Correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I had said something one day along the lines of, well, let's just say it was kind of out of line, but it was something that one of y'all motherfuckers will laugh at. You know what I'm saying? But I had said that to her, and she had got so mad, and I meant it as a joke. And then you know what? Within 20 minutes, now that's a record time for a lot of guys, because a lot of guys are thoughtless, because we are one directional sometimes. Within 20 minutes, I called her back and I was like, "Listen, I realized what I had said offended you, and it was wrong, and I apologize. Do you know she stayed in her feelings
Boiling.
all day, all night, until the next day?" I'm like, I acknowledged that I was wrong with the dialogue. I said I was sorry. Not only did I say I was sorry, I said I was sorry deeply. And she still was mad.
Hmm.
Tiptoeing around your words around somebody. Now look, don't say nothing out of line. Don't say, you know, you a stupid bitch. Don't be, what I mean? Don't be that damn insensitive. But you shouldn't have to tiptoe around your woman, especially if you've been with her for a long, long time. Am I wrong?
You're right about that.
Let's.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
I put it like this. I had somebody that I had to tiptoe around my words so bad that I started to feel a certain type of way to where I feel like you're changing me where I'm not being myself. Because the first thing we're taught in kindergarten, you have to accept people for how they are.
Correct.
But as you get older, oh, I need to make you this way. And that, no, you have to accept me how I am, like I accepted you.
Mm-hmm. Any
Those,
tiptoeing, George?
In which situation?
Any tiptoeing around your words around a female?
Yeah, I mean, some females are just like, real sensitive with certain subjects or whatever. So trying to think of a time that that happened.
I, I,
Um,
I for the most part, I haven't ran into many, but I've ran into my share. It just, I don't know. I know as men we have a lot to to learn. I feel like we still have a lot to learn about them. I haven't figured them out. I'm sorry. Out of all the years I've been on this earth, I still haven't figured them out. I do my best to get along with them, but it never seems like it's enough. Now,
yeah,
I have another question for you guys. Strange fetishes by women. Have you ever has a woman ever told you to do something strange to her as a fetish? Monster,
Choke.
what is up with that bullshit?
She asked me to choke her
I,
because
I
I got big hands and she wanted me to choke her, so I got to choking her.
Bruh, I had a chick ask me the same thing, but the thing is, she wanted me to put my forearm in her neck instead of my hands around
yeah,
her neck.
yeah.
I'm like, damn, girl, I'm like, is this like, is we trying to reenact slave days or some shit? What the fuck is going on with this? I
And she been violated in the past and liked it.
see. That's the thing, that's very very touchy to talk about, when it comes to abuse and stuff like that. And nobody should have to ever have to go through that. But psychologically, I do kind of feel like that might be something that went on that they feel like you understand where I'm going with this. Like,
Yeah, I got you.
um, I hate to bring this up, but I had a chick ask me to do the R word to her, and I'm like, oh boy, this is this is too much for me.
That's a little bit too much.
That's too much for me. I mean, I look, I done heard some because I watched the HBO special where it was called "Pimps Up, Hoes Down," and the chicks was actually sitting around exchanging war stories on what they tricks would like for them to do to them. Now I done heard some strange shit like the one chick said, all the trick pays me to do is stick pins in this thing and and watch him bleed and all this other shit. And I'm like, damn. I done heard some strange shit, but when you tell me that you want me to do the R word to you, I think that's a little bit too much.
Sorry, I don't want the potential for catching a case. You
but
might got a camera set up trying to record me.
but do you realize that besides that, but do you realize the psychological uh the psychological effect, not that it might not that it would have had on them, but what it would have on you? How would you feel about something like that?
Honestly, I couldn't do it.
Exactly. Cause
I'd be
like,
quick about it. Nope.
cause it's like when you hear about that shit, it's like, why does motherfucker do that? It's so much out here, and then to be put in that category to actually do something, even if it's out of play. See, this is why we need female on the show, because maybe they
Yeah,
could, you know what I'm saying?
they can give their perspective on it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, George, I got to ask you, brother, have you ever had a female ask you something like that? Strange fetish, anything?
Yeah, I mean, like you guys, I've had them ask me like, "Oh, can you choke me or whatever, or slap me?" Things like that.
So, what was your
And it's like,
reaction to that, bro? I mean, as an individual.
I'm just like, I don't do that in real life. Like that's just, I'm not one of those guys that just beats up women. So for
Gotcha, bitch.
somebody to ask, for somebody to ask me to do that to them, I mean, I don't even hit my kids.
Right.
You know, so it just it feels weird or like wrong.
See,
I don't know.
the thing is, you know, it, I don't know if you have that inside you, you could probably do it no problem. Because it's just like the way a killer's mind is set up is he has a directive in his mind to want to do what he's going to do, to know how to do the shit, and to follow through. So those are a killer's directives, whether it be male or female. If you're gonna kill, you got the mental mentality to do it. If you're not somebody like that that doesn't associate yourself with that or abuse or anything like that, you don't know what to do in that situation. If a chick just if you don't beat women and a woman say, I just want you to just kick my motherfucking ass in the bedroom. Yeah, I can, I can beat it up, but that other shit, I don't know. That's just like you going into a karate tournament and not knowing a lick of karate. All you did was play Tekken all your life, George. But anyway, but you hear what I'm trying to say? It's just like if you don't know, you know, how to do those things, and that's what they've been through, and they asking you to do it. It's just like, what do you do from there?
Like I'll give you a perfect example, and you, I'm quite sure everybody here that been in them situations where you accidentally almost put it in the wrong spot, and they jump up like, "Oh no, not there, not there!" Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
had one girl. She was like, "No, I really want you to do that. Put it in there," and I did it. Normally, and I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, no, I really like when you do that. Do that again. I'm like, no, I'm not used to that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't like going down the old dirt trail. But
Oh man,
I did it because you asked me, and I don't want to do it again.
man,
But she was really turned on by that.
man. Look, you know what? With that, that's a touchy subject, but I think we all been through that, or at least been asked. And then when that's just, I don't know about most guys, but when you go down that, it oh, whew, that's a touchy subject. You
Old dirt
you
trail,
go
boy.
down that old dirt trail, boy. Trust me. If you go down that old dirt trail, if you ain't gonna go down it twice, or like that. If you have a bad experience with it, I think. Because I don't
It
want to.
wasn't even a bad experience. I just wasn't used to it, and I really didn't want to do it.
Yeah, that. It's when it comes to that type of activity. You're already dealing with potential dangers anyway, and then when you do something like that, my God, the things that can come from that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just go into different things either blindly or just willingly. It doesn't matter to them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm gonna be unsafe. You know, it's it's just amazing everybody else's thought process behind this.
Oh man, right now the biggest crave right now
Hmm.
is three ways.
Ooh, another touchy subject.
That's what they. I'm telling you, I done been around some freaks recently, and I keep hearing about three ways, and I'm like, wow, that's what y'all be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the one was so bold to say that she got two dudes and she had a three way with both of them.
Wow.
Now imagine if you was one of them dudes. Could you do that?
Man, listen. You know, there's some people.
No,
Huh?
no, I couldn't do it if I
I.
had one.
Well, here's another catering to what you saying. Here's another subject. Like, how do you guys feel? I mean, I'm just asking you guys' opinion. How do you feel about dating a chick or being with a chick or even doing something with a chick that your homeboy been with? Honest opinion.
Oh, that's a real touchy subject for
Oh,
me.
you know, I know. You know this. You know
Man,
this is controversy talk here. You know.
well, considering who I had my only child by, that's a touchy subject for me.
Well, I'll put it to you like this, cause you know, George, he's he's my second uh co-parent's brother. So, um, you know, he knows about me and you know his sister and how she was with one of my homeboys and stuff, and he knows the reasons and stuff like that. But the thing is, um, when you do that on a norm, if I guess if it's a person who you know don't mean anything to you or didn't mean nothing to them really, maybe that might be okay. But if it was like a homeboy where they were had a relationship that you know and there wasn't no reason for you to do it, you just did it. I think that might be a little bit wrong. And you know when it comes to that, you know if you have done it, because there's plenty of people out there who have done it. You know whether it's love reasons or just love or lust reasons, they've done it.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Now you see I'm trying to skate around.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to skate.
See, I'm gonna explain my situation and explain how I got into it.
Mm-hmm.
See, there was two guys and two girls. Now, you know, there's a guy and a girl that's gonna hook up with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one that I hooked up with, there was really no chemistry, but I knew the guy, and the guy was being a player.
Okay.
He can go either left or right. He can go left or right. That's what he was doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he decided that eventually I'm gonna go left. And the female, I was cool with her for well over a year. Never talked to her. I mean, I was talk to her, but I never really went to go see her. I never really spent time with her. We would just conversate on the phone, and I would leave it at that. Later on, I guess she had a situation. I came over, assured her, hey, if you need anything, let me know. You know, we're men. We defend any female that's in our circle. You know what I mean? That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And I pretty much had the feeling of actually being around her a little bit more for about 4 months that she kept hitting on me and I kept blowing it off. So I spoke to the guy and he eventually gave me the green light. Hey, I done moved on. That's in the past. I ain't gonna blah 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 with that no more. This and that. So I kind of blew her off for another 2 months, and I asked her about this guy because she knew I knew him, and I knew what they used to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I eventually gave in to what she asked. So I gave into it, and I was thinking it was going to be a one-time thing, but she wanted more and more and more. And next thing I know, I'm with her.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I wind up with the girl.
Wow, that's crazy.
Now I call her my BM.
What about you, George? You had to go through anything like that?
I mean, I I don't know if there was ever a time where one of my friends or somebody was um, interested in a girl, and that girl, would try to get with me or something. I just like me, I didn't want no problems, so I would just be like, nah. I mean, I don't, you know, I
Mm-hmm.
know both of you guys, and I just like me, I don't want any problems, so I just like try to avoid situations like that, you know, because then if you have long friendship with somebody, you don't want to throw it all away over that type of situation, you know.
That's a good
Right. That's why when I went to him and I was like, hey, she kept hitting on me. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude. And he like, man, I give you the green light because he know how I am. Bro code.
Right.
Don't break the
Yeah.
bro code. And I'm like, but you used to be with it. He like, man, I don't even care about that. You can go on ahead and do what you want.
But you know,
Yeah.
what's tripped out to me is, like I said, like I said before, it used to be a thing where, and I hate to say this, but it's true. I only really speak on what I see. It used to be a thing where the guys were just so labelized, as if that's a word, labeled as, we the dogs.
Oh,
We're doing this, we're doing that. But like every time I see a situation now, especially on social media, it's like this chick is doing this, she's doing that, she's being extra or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't understand that. I don't get what uh what the thing is now. They just really trying to do extra shit now. And trying to be real sneaky with it. I'm not even gonna say trying to. They are. They really good at it. But you know what? There comes
it's
a
not
time. Yeah, go ahead.
it's not our time.
No.
It used to be a time where the guy could run around and do this, that, and this. No, the females are doing that now.
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean I get it. What it boils down to is, you know, if they really want to do something, they're going to do it. And then nowadays, I remember when it was a thing where if a girl was really comfortable and really happy in her situation, no person could come between them. No, I got a man. He good to me. This and that. This and that. But nowadays, if if a guy blows some smoke up a chick's ass, she might tell him no right then and there. But she don't. When once she go home or once you fuck up somehow, some way, she gonna be thinking about that dude that came up to her. Those are
Yeah,
facts.
that's true. Yeah.
Those are big
Especially
facts.
if she's in a bad mood, with you.
Hmm. And the
Yeah.
thing is, and here's the thing too. Why don't you just take my number, just so we can talk this and that. Nah, yeah, cause you know what, I've been in a situation like that, like going through the phone and finding a text where it says, "Thank you for thank you for understanding that I have a relationship, this and that." I see you sent that to the guy. Then I catch you chilling with the dude. So you had that all planned out in the back of your mind that that's what you was gonna do anyway.
Stand by.
Man, listen. It seems to be more in the forefront now that that's what's going on. Am I wrong or am I right?
Right, because it's all about them and what they want.
So there is no such thing. What it boils down to is we're gonna cut this off because I know people got stuff to do. What it boils down to is people, and you know who I mean when I say that, they gonna do what they gonna want to do
When they want to do it.
when they want to do it. All right, we're gonna wrap it up because, like I said, people got stuff to do. Hey man, I appreciate everybody coming together. We're gonna have more conversations. We're gonna have more of these podcasts. This is episode 1. Um, I hope you guys, have fun in the conversation, and I'm going to set this up to where everybody can see it. Okay.
All right, like,
Okay.
share,
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
subscribe.
Thanks. Thanks, George. Thanks, Monster. We're gonna get back together soon. All right.
All
Peace.
right, take it easy.
All right.
Peace.
Yep.